that shit up.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cincy Strives podcast from the episode 21. Should be a fun one. We got to talk about how the Lions choked it away, how Lamar choked it away. Talk about the Senior Bowl, how these prospects are choking away their draft stock. You're gonna have a lot of fun with it. But we're gonna start off with the Lions and 49ers because we're probably gonna go in deep on the Ravens.
Yeah,
sure. Who's more to blame for the Lions choke job? Is it Dan Campbell for not taking the points, or is it Josh Reynolds for not catching those fourth down passes?
I think it's a little of both, but I think it's mostly kind of on Dan Campbell in this one. I would have taken the 3 points and kicked the field goal even when you're up 14. I get their defense was kind of sus, so that and that's what they've done like all season. That's what got you there. So people say do what got you there and stick with it, but I think in the playoffs, you got to kind of know, like, you're up. You want to extend it to 17 instead of 14. I get if you get it, you can still get a touchdown and be up 21. But in that situation against the 49ers and that defense, you got to just take the points.
I would say it's a good combination of both, but I wouldn't even say the not kicking the field goal is really what did him dirty. It's more on their last drive when they ran the football instead of throwing. Had to burn a timeout, so they only had 2 timeouts under the 2-minute warning, and then the next play they threw a touchdown pass. So relatively, I mean, they had to rely on an onside kick to even get another possession to have a chance. Obviously, they didn't get it. 49ers were able to kneel it out, but, say they throw it instead of running the ball and calling a timeout, they at least score there, have 3 timeouts to stop them, to relatively get 3 plays to stop them and get the ball back. Obviously, Dan Campbell's done it all year. He's going for it. If it's 4th and 6 and closer, he's going to go.
They also just don't trust their kicker and Badgley.
I just think he was sticking with his guns on those. But I really think that is what did him in more than the not kicking it. It was the decision to run there and then burning a timeout instead of hurrying up the offense.
That's what really killed him.
Now you can blame obviously Josh Reynolds for the 3rd down drop and then the 4th down drop that obviously turned the ball over, but players you put in the position to make those plays. He didn't make the play, but they had a chance late in the game to kind of correct that. Obviously, it's a killer, but I think it's a good split on who to blame there. It's just a sucky situation for that organization, but, that's why the playoffs are awesome to watch.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's definitely like a bit of both. But you have to catch those balls. You have to catch them. I mean, you would win. But then again, not taking the points and bad time management does, it kills everything. So, yeah.
It's a whole team just execution standpoint. Like you had Jahmyr Gibbs who fumbled, and then Josh Reynolds not catching passes thrown to him, and then a couple unfortunate plays like the deep pass down to Ayuk.
That was just luck. He said like a ladybug landed on him, and that's how he knew something like he was going to get lucky.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a little bit of luck. I mean, just sucks when you're up 24-7 at half.
Yeah.
That's good.
If you're a Lions fan, like C.J. Gardner-Johnson was like waving them by in the first half to the fans.
But, I mean, that game, hats off to the 49ers. I mean, you could go into halftime being down 24-7.
And just give up. And
this game's over. What are we doing at Cancun on 3? But, they rallied around. Obviously, their defense was not there in the first half. They showed up in the second half. I mean, that's the defense that we all kind of know the 49ers to have. They were causing turnovers, causing a lot of, 3rd and longs, and really kind of went back to what they spend their money on, and that's the defense.
Yeah. Next is speaking of defense, like the Ravens and Chiefs game, the Ravens defense should be in the Super Bowl alone, but Lamar he's Lamar. He's the regular season. He's unanimous MVP.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like weird that he's going to win his 2nd MVP this year.
I'm a really big component on it.
Like,
should be
after the playoffs.
It should be after the playoffs. Postseason should count for MVP.
Like
even regular season. Look at Baker Mayfield had better stats than Lamar this year.
Yeah.
you take away his rushing, I mean, his passing numbers are way better.
Yeah, I mean, you got to count the rushing just because it's total stats. But I do think that there were guys who had better years than him this
Even
year.
his rushing numbers, like they were good, but they weren't like
His MVP
like
season.
I don't think that. I mean, obviously he had a great season. You know, they were the 1 seed, but was he even top 8 in touchdown passes?
He had like 24 and 8.
I'd
what I'm
give
saying,
I'd
like,
give the MVP.
Like it was like just like a mid-year.
There's-
Like obviously he played well.
there's
but
about 3 or 4 players I'd
number
give it
1
to
seed, and they take that
after
stuff
Lamar.
into account.
Easily.
Like if your team's winning, like they take that stuff into account, obviously.
Yeah, being the 1 seed helps. But
Yeah,
Dak
but also
Prescott,
having that defense helps. Like,
Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy.
Let's see.
Those are
got-
3 players.
this is the year that CMC should win it, but
100%.
he won't.
Easily.
So yeah, Lamar was
He just won't, though.
15th in passing yards,
He 100% should win it.
and
He's like not very high in any of these.
if it passes up, if it loads.
Yeah,
But like that, Mike McDonald had that defense ready
And
on
11th
every
in
aspect.
touchdowns.
not even
like-
top 10 in either
So sorry, go ahead.
category.
I mean, Monken decided to let's put the game on Lamar's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have Lamar prove himself wrong to earn the, he can pass to win games. But as we just saw, he can't pass to win games.
And weren't the Chiefs like without like Nick Bolton, who like their plan was to like use him as a spy on Lamar? So
Yeah.
Willie Gay.
Or-
That, wasn't he?
Yeah, Willie Gay.
I think the biggest thing, like, and kind of just talked about it with the Lions and the Niners, turning the ball over is a killer. I mean, he fumbled through a pick. Like, you're giving the Chiefs, more time of possession to milk the clock, and B, you're not capitalizing on your opportunities. So, like, they only scored 17 points. Like, relatively, you should beat a team that scores 17
Yeah,
points.
you should. If you're not scoring 20 in the playoffs,
no, that second half they should have had
At home.
at least 2 scores. He threw that pick, that awful pick in a triple coverage, and
Yeah, man.
they should have at least got a field goal on that drive. And they
Yep.
crucially needed. They were down 10. It was like late in the fourth quarter for that one, and then they
there's
had
like 6
and
minutes
then,
left on that.
And then the Zay Flowers fumbled, but that was just a great play by Snead. Like he was just going for the touchdown, which you kind of need to in that game. But
Yeah, I mean, he just dove for the. I mean,
like just 2 very unfortunate, like right in the red zone. Maybe not red zone. That one was
mean,
red
they
zone,
were-
but the other one was kind of field goal range. But that just 2 huge turnovers that the Chiefs got in big crucial
I
moments.
think it was just kind of like, all regular season, and then against the Texans, like, the Ravens are this juggernaut team. They can't be beat. And then, you put up 10 points against the Chiefs, who, yes, they have a good defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have a good defense, but 10 points is crazy. I mean, and it's on a mix of everybody. I mean, obviously Monken was shying away from the run to try to, like you said, use Lamar's passing, kind of change the narrative maybe. But as soon as that stopped working, why didn't they go to the run game?
Yeah, you can't go away from who you are, and the Ravens
Yeah, like,
are like a
they're a
dominantly
run-heavy team.
Run-heavy
Like, I
team,
don't
and they
get it.
ran. I think it wasn't very many times. I think it was less than
Like 6 or
20.
7 times at handoffs.
Like, yeah, outside of Lamar had like 6 or 7 carries.
It was just definitely like it wasn't a Ravens game. Like watching
The
that team,
defense
it didn't
was,
look like the
offense-
Ravens.
The offense wasn't the Ravens' offense.
My bad. I just think there's like no more excuses for Lamar. I mean, they got him. I mean, the defense is the best defense I think in the NFL in like
This
the past
was
10
their year.
years.
This was their year.
This was their year. They gave them weapons. The
They
O
were
line
1
was
seed,
good.
So everybody was coming to Baltimore. I mean, obviously, you win
they were
that game, you're going to Super Bowl.
Relatively healthy. I mean, they didn't really have any like big injuries.
Yeah, but like their defense was amazing. Like I said, weapons and all that. And Lamar just couldn't get it done. He's just, like you said, they left what they were. They're a run first team. They need to run the ball,
Yep.
set up play action for Lamar and all that. And
It's like they tried it on the first drive and it didn't work, so they went away from it. And
it's no more excuses for him. It's just, they talked about, Browning played better in Arrowhead than
Than
Lamar
Lamar
did at home against them. I saw some things about like them saying like, oh, Lamar had no time to throw in some of their games. It's like, well, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times in a playoff game and still won. Yeah, so
and your defense
Yeah, you
is
can't
way
use-
better than the defense we have.
yeah, you can't use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
He's just
But I feel like this was like this had to be their year to win it, and they failed.
Because
Because
they
they lost-
just getting better and better.
They lost, Mike McDaniel or Mike McDonald, and they're going to lose some. They have some key defensive players up
They
for
have a
free
lot
agency
of-
this year.
they have a lot of free agents.
Patrick
A lot of
Queen's a
starting
free
free
agent.
agents.
Yeah,
I think Marlon Humphrey's a free agent.
like what are you going to do next year? Like, you can't rely on Lamar to win you games without a top one, the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely just came out, and I don't know. I was expecting like a shootout, personally.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
Shout out to the Chiefs defense, though. I mean, they showed up.
They 100%
showed up.
But I also feel like Lamar didn't have to suck that bad.
Because
If he just performed a little bit better than what he did, I feel like they win that game.
yeah, because I mean, really, the Chiefs scored two touchdowns, but like Mahomes had to do a lot to score. Like they had to do a lot to move the ball. Like,
The Chiefs had to work
yeah
for their touchdowns.
like
Yeah.
it was not. They didn't come easy. So
That
I
first
mean-
drive kind of looked easy.
I mean, the back shoulder throw to Kelsey, that was a nice throw. I mean, Hamilton was all over him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was good coverage. Just great offensive player making a great play. But
But if it's not Josh Allen, losing by one score to the Chiefs, or Joe Burrow beating the Chiefs, or losing by by 3 points, like you look at Lamar, he just got beat in his own house
Yeah.
by Patrick Mahomes, who they're having a down year this year. They're not even the Chiefs they were last year, the year before,
That's what I
the
said.
year
They're
before
gonna-
that.
They're gonna
reload.
They're gonna get their weapons.
Like the best Chiefs team there was in the past couple of years was probably when
This
we
is the
beat
worst
them
team.
in Arrowhead.
This is the worst. Chiefs.
2021 was
was
probably
that the last year with Tyreek?
yes, yeah, that was last year. I think that was the best Chiefs team, and we went into their house and we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And but we had a horrible offensive line. Horrible offensive line. We had to come back by 21 points just to win that game.
2 seconds away from winning that game.
We won that game.
No, I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Sorry,
Oh,
I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. I'm just saying stuff.
I mean, there's all you can really say is the Chiefs laid an egg, or the Ravens laid an egg.
yeah. Lamar laid an egg.
Oh, definitely Lamar.
Or Lamar and Todd Monken. Like,
Lamar and Monk. I'll slide more blame to Monken than I will Lamar.
I mean, that
because
throw was awful. Like that. Was
Monken
triple
did
coverage.
allow
You're
Lamar
throwing
to throw the ball.
You're throwing a triple coverage to Likely.
Like the Chiefs had
Like, I
the
get he's a
28th
big
ranked
target,
rushing
but-
defense. Run the ball.
Yeah, I just
You have the
don't get
best
it.
rushing offense. Run the ball.
I don't
What
get
did
it.
he see there? There was no.
He said that likely put his hand up.
He did.
Which he did.
He did. Everybody
Because
on Twitter
it was
clowning him.
there's a safety over the top, and then they had one that was
He's
cloud covering Zay, and then that one cloud covering just moved over.
I don't know
to
why
Likely.
Likely thought he was gonna be open.
I mean,
Just throw it up.
yeah, but I mean, he was probably hoping for a little bit better of a ball.
Higher ball.
I mean, that wasn't even close. That's why they didn't throw the flag, by the way, Ravens fans.
Yeah. That's 100%. If that ball was closer, if it was able to even come close to Likely's
Yeah,
hands,
they throw it.
yeah,
Not
100 every
everybody
time.
can have that Jordan to Colton connection. Like in flag, bro. The every time throw.
Bro, talking about the Jordan the Gary connection, dude. He was my slot.
Oh, I was talking about like they just throw up and I like Moss.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one kid, like the Raiders, and we tied him.
Me and Eric were talking about flag football. Was it last night or a couple nights ago, whatever? A lot of fun those days. And it was on to the Senior Bowl. QB's not really looking too good. I'm not really impressed with like Bo Nix or.
I haven't really been
Anyone
looking
else?
into like the.
I've been looking at these linemen. These linemen are killing it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more of like that, like those matchups than I really have seen like any of the quarterbacks because obviously Bengals Twitter and stuff's not looking. We're not looking at quarterbacks, so I haven't really seen like who's even all there. Like Bo, like obviously not
Bo,
Penix.
Penix,
Like
Sam
big
Hart,
guy-
Sam
like that.
Hartman.
Is Hartman gonna get drafted?
Probably
Late.
fifth,
Like,
sixth.
late. I think it'd be late.
But I mean, he'll be a good backup. I mean,
If we don't re-sign Browning, I could see us getting him sixth if he's
I
there.
think we're gonna take Hartman.
6th or 7th round. I mean, we need a backup.
It's got a lot of college experience.
yeah, he does. But I think
Quite a bit.
Bo.
I would say definitely the stars of the Senior Bowl have been the O-line, D-line.
Yeah, and Lad McConkey.
Laddie boy.
Tyler Guyton killing it. Tavondre Sweat killing it. Jackson Powers Johnson really moving up on draft boards with this Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He's destroying linemen. Christian Hayes is doing a really good job. He's from UConn, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Left guard. Dude's been killing it. Which I don't know how much the Senior Bowl really elevates your draft stock, but I mean, you got to look at
It
anyone.
can help.
Look at Jackson Powers Johnson. I mean, he's killing it. That's like looking like Tyler Guyton really like with the Senior Bowl really put him on my radar for the Bengals draft. I think he's a really aggressive and really athletic lineman that will fit perfectly with us.
Where do you go to school?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of I really wasn't like familiar with him until the Senior Bowl, and then I was like, should have known he went to Oklahoma. They breed linemen. Like
Yeah.
they were a O-line
Orlando
factory.
Brown went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, a lot of good linemen have went to Oklahoma.
Creed Humphrey. I mean,
A lot of good linemen.
They got
There's a
guys.
couple,
They got
yeah.
dogs.
Maybe I'll do that one day, like as a topic for us on the show, like where'd they go to school? Like 5 guys.
Yeah,
Be a
good.
little
be
fun.
nice.
Another prospect I'm really looking at to like replace Boyd is Lad McConkey. That dude's his route running is just
Georgia Dogs. Eagles
Perfect.
Are gonna take 'em, bro.
huh?
Eagles are gonna take them.
Probably. Hope not.
They
but-
love those dogs.
Yeah, I think all of us have on for our prospects. We'd like to see each of us have a lineman, and then each of us have. Well, you have a D lineman, but still a lineman.
Like trench
And
guy.
Yeah, and then we all kind of have like a weapon.
I did have Tyler Guyton on mine, but Eric, we wanted to keep it at 2 each, so Eric took Tyler Guyton from me, and I just put him. I have Tavondre Sweat, who's also
I would have
destroying
loved
it.
T Sweat there. I would have loved that, but
So this is 2 guys that we all think the Bengals should target in the upcoming draft. For me, I put J.C. Latham, right tackle from Bama. He's great in the run game, light on his feet in the pass game. I know you guys are kind of like in on him, but and I also took Brian Thomas Jr., LSU receiver. If we don't bring back Higgins, and obviously I don't think we're bringing Boyd back. If they were to want kind of an athletic playmaker with size and ball skills, maybe they take a chance. Like if they decide to tag and trade T or
Another
something.
Bayou boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of so I'm just gonna put this out here. Obviously, I don't think we're gonna get him, but my dream pick in this draft is Brock Bowers.
he's going probably to the
We would have to trade up to get him, and that's just not gonna happen. So I would say for my like weapon, if obviously T does leave, Boyd leaves, I would really like Keon Coleman. Huge receiver, he's very physical. He's a great hands catcher. He's good at getting separation. He's very T-like.
The thing about Keon Coleman, like if he didn't play at Florida State and like Jordan Travis didn't get hurt, and they had a little bit better of an offensive system, he would be probably the second wide receiver taken off the board.
He's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Like I think he's like 6'4".
Yeah,
Like he's a big dude, but he's fast. Like he's definitely a guy that
high point ball skills are incredible.
like he will be a guy who impacts day one wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could see him going to 18. Like I really could.
yeah,
And then for my lineman, I got Fuega. I think did I say it right? Fuega.
yeah, Fuega. It's like
Talise
Talise, Fuega. Yeah.
It can't really go wrong with like the top 5 tackles in this draft, but for me personally, he's huge. He's like 6'7", 330. I honestly would love to see because Orlando Brown is big. Like, he's a massive guy. I would like to see on the right side somebody who's mirrors him in size, just because I think he's also fast. But it just seems like obviously Jonah is the reason he got moved to right tackle. He wasn't really fully cutting it at left tackle. He's a very average, I would say, right tackle. But I think any of these top 3, top 4 tackles that we could draft, I just like Fuega the most out of them, are going to be their ceiling is elite to great players. And I think we kind of need that stability on the line in a tackle. And at 18, that's a high position.
Like I tweeted the other day, my top 3 right tackles. It goes Talise, Fuega, and then Tyler Guyton, and then Amarius Mims. I think all 3 of them are huge, like size wise,
Yeah, they're massive.
and they would help the passing game and the run game day one for us. So yeah, I understand why you put Fuega. That dude's. I don't think he's gonna be there at 18. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I
I think
don't
he's
either.
gonna be taken. But we gotta see what happens. I already talked about Ladd, but Tavondre Sweat is would be a huge piece for
I would
us
love
Would love him
on the
love him.
defense. Huge.
I would probably invest in a jersey.
Him or Byron Murphy in the second. I mean, we'd have to get Ladd or Tavondre in the first with the 18th pick, but that dude is just so incredibly talented, and like he would help day one, pass rush, run stop, he would be there.
And
For
that's
how big he is too, dude. He's fast.
quick.
Like he is.
Strong
and with how
and
loaded
quick.
this draft is, and seeing Duke Tobin at the Senior Bowl and stuff, looking at the trenches and loving. That's why I could see like the realistic going back to T, maybe a tag and trade, maybe you going for a kind of another higher draft pick, maybe in the second round, higher draft pick. I don't know what T's price would be. Hopefully at first, but
I would say at first.
Well, see, that's why I could see us signing a
to
right
get
tackle.
another guy like another
I
D
can see
lineman
a
and get offensive lineman to help the trenches out.
Like if we sign a right tackle in free agency, you best believe our first pick is going to defensive line or corner or wide receiver.
I almost put Kool-Aid McKinstry on my list.
Yeah, if
That'd be a fun pick.
yeah, Like I wouldn't be surprised if we just one of those three positions are picked at pick 18 if we sign a right tackle, just because of how this draft's going to fall
Yeah.
in the prospects available.
There's just a lot of variations and stuff that could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you did yours?
Yeah, he said
Oh,
he
my
already
bad,
talked
my bad.
about Ladd.
Man's not paying attention.
I heard something about T-Sweat. I didn't hear about Ladd.
Well, I started off with I already talked about Ladd.
Yeah, you did. My bad. For mine, I have Ben Sinnott, tied in.
Kansas State boy.
Love
Yeah,
that guy.
I think he's the only one that rated 70 plus in like all three categories in the run, pass, and like overall. He can do it all. He's like Drew Sample, but a way better
I
pass
do want us
catcher.
to get
Hopefully,
a tight end. Isn't Fant a free agent? Like if we
He
even
is.
if we
Yes,
brought
he
in
is.
Fant or something, we just need a tight end.
they're saying this guy could be in the second round. He might go way earlier before pick 18.
Who would be another guy? Like, do you like Cade Stover?
I like him. Yeah, I can see him.
Because anybody know? He's probably projected like second or third round.
I'd have to look.
Third round.
He didn't get a lot of production at Ohio State, but they also have insane receivers. So
Yeah.
And then for my second pick, it'd be Tyler Guyton. Like Jordan said, he's a big guy, 6'7", and he's been killing it at the Senior Bowl this week. So I think he's really fun to watch. They put him at left tackle. He didn't look that good at left tackle. He's a straight up right tackle.
that's a totally different position. Like,
Oh yeah, he got beat pretty bad too at left tackle. I'm like, yeah, just keep him on the right side.
But I think this is a big draft class for us that I could really see us perform. Like we could get some day one starters. I think if we draft correctly, especially like impact players like now, especially at Sweat or Guyton, even Sinnott. I think he could be a great addition as a tight end. Brock, obvious, it's a dream pick. Like that's
There's just
something's
probably
not
some
gonna happen.
guy we're
but-
not even talking about that they're gonna take. Like,
I mean,
we're-
you can't.
Oh,
really-
100%.
Like, they were
100%.
Like we talked about all kinds of
Like,
different
Miles
names
Murphy
last
was
year, and that's
I
what
will
was
say,
saying.
like,
I didn't even know who Miles Murphy was before
That's
we
I
picked him.
said.
Once
Yeah.
but from I think 18 is a lot different than 30 though.
Yeah.
Like at 18,
Like 30, you're kind of just taking best player available.
Well, it's like Dax Hill, too.
whatever
Dax Hill's
position
another
you're in.
one that kind of went under the radar for
Yeah.
me. I'm like, well, I didn't really
like at 18, you can kind of guess. You have a little bit better of a guess because
of the prospects available.
Yeah, like now none of these guys are probably who they're. I mean, they're probably on their minds, but they probably already have their guy who they want. I mean, it's just how it is. But I would say this draft, at least the last couple of years, is the deepest draft.
Yeah. This, like,
A lot of big, like not big names obviously, but a lot of
Just
names.
a lot of like usually, obviously, there's like a lot of skill guys in drafts, but like this is a deep line draft, like O line and D line.
I think this is the year you have to draft defensive line first or second round.
I actually hope we get Sweat so bad.
Like, he would, but
Sweat
like,
or like
if
either
we
of these,
don't-
any of these right tackles.
we'd have to sign a right tackle in free agency for me to be comfortable taking Sweat because I can't leave that right
or
side
trade
vulnerable.
unless you trade Higgins. Like for the
That's
Higgins
another
pick,
thing like to
trade
talk
for pick.
about. It's like I don't know what we're gonna do with Higgins.
'Cause
Tobin was a
they're
little.
just gonna let him walk. Is my thing.
It's like I just feel like you're just
They'll end up
taking a risk by
what day is the
tagging and
NFL
trading.
draft?
Like you look
like
at what
middle of April.
you look at what the Chiefs
Hopefully we
got
do a
for
live stream.
Tyreek Hill. It wasn't much. They could barely get a second round pick for Tyreek Hill. So like it's what are we gonna get for T Higgins?
Yeah, who's coming off an injury?
April 25th.
Well, had an injury.
So about 2.5 months.
Yeah, hopefully we
almost
can
3
do like a
months
live
away.
stream in our new studio by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'd be cool. Like
Which
that-
we are-
like the first round. At
Which
least.
we are going to the combine, so we'll be able to see these guys in person
and
perform.
hopefully, maybe interview a couple of them.
We'll be there-
These guys are bigger names, so probably not.
We'll be there Saturday and Sunday. So that's like receivers, D line.
It'll be cool just to like get to see those guys right up front too.
Yeah,
like getting to see them
quarterbacks. We'll see quarterbacks, and there's no
Like
need for us
instead
to
of
see a
just, like-
quarterback, but
Yeah.
it'll be a lot of fun just watching it,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like Michael Penix.
I
There,
like
Mo
Lucas
Nix.
Oil a lot too.
What's that?
I said I like Lucas Oil. Like I
Yeah.
the Lucas Oil.
They're a really good stadium, really good environment there.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see the Peyton Manning statue. I haven't even seen that yet.
It's cool.
I haven't seen it, so that's gonna be cool. Last time I went to Lucas Oil was when the Tigers played.
For state.
No, it wasn't for state. They played Milan there just for a regular season game. So I went there, and then the time before that was like 2012 when they had the Super Bowl there. My dad took me for a Super Bowl experience.
That's cool.
Yeah, which I think they're gonna have like the same stuff they had then there now.
Yeah, there's a lot of like fan stuff there.
Yeah, like
so-
there's like a 40-yard dash. There's
We're gonna see who's got the fastest 40, boys.
well, it's definitely not me or Eric. I'll tell you
Oh, it's
that
definitely
right
not.
now.
It's definitely not.
We should make a bet. You think any of us can run under a 5?
No, I can't.
Under a 5.
We all know I can't sprint.
There's no way.
I'm a long distance.
I would say I'm close to like a 5.5. I don't actually know. We'll see. I'll run it and then we'll post on Twitter.
I'll say right now I'm probably like 10 seconds.
Jesus. Nah. We'll see. I'll run it.
I probably fall. I guarantee it. I trip. Some people are gonna have to film. I'm gonna trip.
I don't get how it's that easy, like on the app, like how we have our access.
I mean, it's an open.
Like, is it
open
like
to
a
the
stop
public.
after so many QR codes or something?
I think it's probably just to track who's going to be there, but I guarantee they can let it fill up. They probably
Yeah.
don't care.
Not sure how it works.
Yeah.
So
They probably let the
I
little-
don't like. I just don't want to get there, and it's like
Mm.
you didn't do everything. And it's like, gosh.
we're just spending the night in Indy
That's
for
what I'm
nothing.
saying. It's like, yeah. It's like we can like look out the window because you said we're super close.
Facing
Like,
the glass.
You guys know like that GIF of like where it's like pouring outside and there's up against the window.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be us in our
Pain.
hotel
It's like
room.
pain.
And like our hotel's right across the street from Lucas Oil, so we'll be looking at Lucas Oil,
We're
like,
just like standing across the street because like look, I don't know.
watching all the fans walk in. And we're just sitting there.
They're just laughing at us.
Yeah. Or
Just pointing them
cardboard
out.
signs. Take us in, please. I want to run the 40.
Oh man.
But on a like surprising note, Ben Johnson returned back to the Lions, which
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
surprised me.
Commanders fans were so mad.
They said he was asking for too much. Apparently,
I would have paid him.
Yeah.
Would have paid him.
you don't like the Dan Quinn hire.
No.
I think they just had different directions on what
No.
quarterback. Or
My thing
something.
is, if you were going to go defensive minded, I'm surprised they didn't go Vrabel. Did he even?
I think the thing with like Vrabel is like I just think the Titans kind of tarnished him a little bit.
Yeah,
they
maybe.
kind of know with Dan Quinn it's something new. I don't know.
Maybe they're
Something new. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
lost a Super Bowl, but
Maybe Vrabel's just waiting for next year's carousel.
Could
He's
be.
gonna work so well with whatever quarterback they get.
Dan Quinn. I mean, who's their offensive coordinator? He doesn't have one yet.
I don't think they have one
Eric
yet.
Bieniemy still there?
Is he staying there?
I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing. I think they interviewed Bieniemy once for the head coaching spot.
They must not like him there. I don't know why he wouldn't.
I don't.
It
But
was-
like,
it-
if
this ownership
Andy
group probably
Reid
doesn't like him.
retires, if I'm the Chiefs, the first person I'm
He
calling.
might. If they win,
is
he might
Bieniemy.
retire.
I heard
He's
rumors
been
that he
coaching like
might.
25 years, so
But like, wouldn't that be the first person you call if you're the Chiefs? Is Eric Bieniemy?
him or
I saw
Belichick.
Belichick. Yeah.
Him or Belichick.
But I would probably call Bieniemy just comfortability.
Just because he knows
with-
Mahomes,
yeah.
he's worked with Mahomes.
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
was-
you bring in Belichick and he's like, he doesn't like what like Mahomes and like him and Kelsey. It's like they like have like a little beef like during the season. Like just seeing that on the Kelsey podcast and stuff. How funny that would be.
Was it, like,
It's
do you
like
see
we
like
don't like the way Belichick.
what Tom Brady was talking about the other day on the Pat McAfee show? He's like, the Patriot way is not a real thing.
Yeah.
He said it never was. He's like, we just went in and just did things correctly. Because it wasn't like it was any
Well-
different from outside organizations. It's like we just went in and worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he can say that because he was obviously
He was there for 20 years.
Well,
so.
that, and then he went to the Bucks. So I mean,
Yeah.
like
And plus, he has friends around the league. He knows how other operations are.
I mean, it's probably pretty standard. I mean, you do the same things every like you have your rest days, you have your certain practice days. Like it's
But then, but like you're saying that. But my perspective on it is, look at the Raiders under Josh McDaniels. Like those players weren't performing, and then they get
And
Antonio
like-
Pierce,
yeah,
and look, they were balling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, winning
mean, they-
shapes too though. Like when you have a guy like Brady,
They end up
at
going
QB,
like 8-9.
like,
Yeah.
I think then they end up going like 8-9,
7 and 10, I
7 and
think.
7 and 10.
But they were in like every game. Like they were in every single game he was there.
Yeah,
I
Bobby-
like the Kingsbury hire.
that's a sleep pick.
Yeah.
I think Kingsbury could be all right.
Marvin's the assistant head coach.
Which
It'll be curious to see him back. I'm gonna
'Cause-
love seeing him back.
Because
in the
Pierce is a
league.
defensive coach,
Mm-hmm.
so I think like a guy like Kingsbury, very like he's gonna have some wild plays. Like he's gonna have.
Maybe.
Good thing is what pick do they have? They have a
That's
pretty.
what I was about to say. Maybe they talk him.
11?
Maybe Kingsbury's
Think
like,
they have
hey, can we trade
11?
up?
That's what I'm saying. I think maybe they like let him
I
get
mean,
his
they-
guy,
I mean,
but we'll see. I was kind of
Bobby
shocked
Stokes.
though that Vrabel. I mean, more shocked that Vrabel didn't get a job than Belichick, to be honest.
I think Vrabel might go back to a coordinator job.
Vegas has the 13th pick.
13th pick. So,
So,
I mean, you can get
You can get like a Jaden Daniels and stuff.
he's not going to be at 13.
You think he's gonna take him before them?
I think,
I have Jay Daniels going 3.
I think he'll go before.
Patriots.
Okay, then you can get Penix. Like if he actually even goes that
Well,
high.
you have Penix going 3 to the Patriots.
Well, I do, but I was just trying to be different.
You'll
I
be
think
able to
Jaden
get,
Daniels. Like I don't think.
Okay.
I think Penix is.
You'll be able to get
You
Bo
can-
Nix or Penix.
You can be different, but be authentic.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get.
Penix is not going top 5.
No, I know. I don't even know how much.
No,
He probably
I
won't
know.
even go like top 25.
After the Senior Bowl,
That's what
Top
I said.
20.
He hasn't
Again, be
even been looking
realistic
good.
here. I think the best. I think he lands in Seattle if he's there at 16.
Yeah, if Seattle doesn't take him, I think he falls out the first.
Because there's no way they can go another year with.
Especially with Mike McDonald, bro.
Oh, 100%. If
I love
he
that he
doesn't
got
get picked
hired.
by Seattle, there's no way he
I
goes
actually
first
think he's gonna
round.
be a great head coach, and now I can root for him because he's not. In
Yeah, he won't. If he
Baltimore.
doesn't go to Seattle, I don't think he'll go.
Like
first round.
his only options here are like Minnesota, Denver, Vegas.
Do you see what Kirk wants? 45 a year.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Kirk
Dude,
25 a
I
year.
bet the Falcons will pay him.
Not
Who's their
45 a
Who's
year.
their head coach?
But see, with the Falcons had the 8th pick,
Who's the
and
Falcons coach again?
They got the guy from.
Canales? No, he went. to
No,
Panthers.
he went to the Panthers. What's his name?
Who's the
What's
Falcons?
his name? What's his name?
Yeah.
Can't think of his name.
guy from the Rams.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Oh, Morris.
Yeah,
Raheem.
Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
Yep. Underrated draft, not underrated draft, underrated head coaching hire. I like it. I think he can really turn Atlanta around, and I think they can win. They have a lot of money. They
So
have
much
young talent.
Out with the old in with the new. It seems like a lot of the old. That's especially if like Andy Reid retires after if they win the Super Bowl, even if they lose, if he retires, it's just gonna be weird. No Belichick unless he takes like that broadcasting, ends up doing broadcasting.
Belichick wants to coach. He wants that all-time win.
Dude, if that happens, how
Win
funny.
record.
If they do like if Fox actually gets the team of Gronk, Brady, and Belichick, who would be like the field guy?
Gronk.
Probably Gronk. Gronk would be so funny to see, like, and he's like interviewing the coach like after halftime.
I mean, Gronk would just be like the guy who
He just like clowns him. He's like,
is
remember
more
when
of
we
like
beat you?
at the table before games and stuff. I don't think he would do like on the field reporting. I think he's too
I
big of a
feel
name
like
for
he
that.
loves like what he's doing with Fox right now.
No, yeah, I think he does too. But if
But it's
Brady,
probably
if
way
Brady,
more paying too.
I mean, I don't know. I think Brady coming there, if he can get in the booth with Brady, he'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But I don't. What do you guys? Back to like more Bengals talk. What do you guys expect from like Dan Pitcher this year?
I'm excited.
I'm hoping. Obviously, a lot of it was because Burrow's hurt, and then when he got healthy, we saw a lot more from under center. But I'm hoping he gets the run game going. We see a lot more of the mix of Chase Brown and Mixon. If we end up keeping him, like you never know in the offseason if something were to change. I think we keep him, and we just run that duo like we saw at the end of the season for us. I think they kind of focus on getting the run game going and maybe a lot more of the play action.
I'll let you know my actual answer after the free agency and the draft, because that'll kind of give you a full picture of the Bengals team. Because I mean, he says that he wants to work on the run game and this and that, but we'll see what pieces they bring in to really help that. But I mean, I'm sitting back. The Bengals, they lost Callahan, so they had to make a move. I think it was a good move. Staying in the organization is fine.
The correct move. Yeah.
I mean, I would have maybe liked a fresh face outside the organization, but if you're going to bring anybody up in the organization, I'm glad it was him.
Yeah.
He's worked hand in hand with Burrow for 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, as a fan, I'm just going to, keep my expectations at 0 and just see what happens. I mean, can't really get worse as far as like, frustration. I mean, there were times that we were all frustrated, but I would say that, I'm just open-minded.
Pretty much how I'd put it, just open-minded. I think he's going to have a different take on the run game.
Hopefully we see a little different stuff. I know Zach's calling the plays, but they say they collaborate.
Yeah, but didn't he say that he was gonna maybe
he was thinking about
be,
it.
he wasn't gonna be the voice in the mic or something like that. He was gonna do that for Callahan this year.
Yeah.
But
And now it's Pritchard, so we'll see. But that is a big deal that he was gonna give Callahan the mic though. I mean that's
Give up play calling,
like that's
which we don't know how true that is,
true.
but
I mean he did what? Yeah, I mean
it
he
is
did,
interesting.
former NFL player became the Ravens' new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Zach Orr.
They stay within the organization too.
that kind of seems to be a trend. Like I mean it makes sense. You don't want to.
Like bringing something new and
Like just because, like especially teams with good success and recent success, I mean, you want to think it's organizationally built. So stay with guys you know. I mean, if you're kind of a team looking for a rebuild, that's usually when you see bringing in outside people. But yeah,
I was just thinking about because I was thinking like if people getting hired as like coaches, like former players right now, I was like thinking about that Jeff Saturday run, like how comical that was.
With the Colts.
Like that was just weird and funny.
I know how to lead men.
Like how wild is that?
That was kind of a weird time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like how wild. Like now that we're like past that moment, and like because he like tried to get head coaching, like actually tried to get the job.
Yeah, I just think
Another
that
job.
the difference between him and like guys like Pierce,
Oh, I know. I'm just
like
it
he was
so
just a
funny.
vibes guy.
just a vibes.
I mean,
Like why would the
you could
cool
just
team do that?
tell.
Just hire somebody that's on the staff, like an interim, like an actual,
I
like
don't
everybody
know.
else does,
I
like
couldn't
Pierce,
tell
and
you,
maybe
brother.
somebody like
I'm
in the
not that front
organization,
office.
and maybe somebody in the organization like an Antonio Pierce would come abroad.
They have a
I'm
front
surprised
office. Not know if it's good or not, but they have
No,
one.
they what's their owner's name?
Jim Irsay.
He's all over
Irsay.
Twitter. He's letting Twitter decide his stuff. He goes wild.
Seems like a great dude.
No,
but
he does. He just is on
Seems like a
Twitter
guy
all
you
the time.
would
like,
want to party with.
Late at night, just you'll get a tweet on the timeline from Jim Irsay.
You guys have any closing remarks?
Just excited for the Senior Bowl and then excited for the draft
Yeah,
and free
that'll be
agency. I mean, I love it. I mean,
The off season's actually is a fun
yeah,
time.
I love it. I mean,
It sucks because it doesn't start like a lot of it doesn't build up. Well,
Till
we
after
have
the Super
draft
Bowl.
stuff, but when's the prospects and stuff? Like when can or not prospects? When can we start? When's free agency? Like March, or does it not start till later?
March like 1st, isn't it?
Yeah, it's whenever the new league year
Like,
starts.
that'll be. I can't wait. Just seeing like who goes where.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
it's just so fun. Like now that we've been talking a lot more, just NFL in general.
March
like,
13th.
Yeah.
I'll be making videos and stuff like on, like, if like a lot of people will just do like a free agency recap video, and be like, wow, this reaction.
There's gonna be a lot of freaking random
Like
stuff.
Mike
on Twitter
Evans,
these
is he
next
gonna
couple-
stay in Bucks?
Yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
just
we'll
like you see a bunch of like rumors, like
Yeah, that's
on
it.
Twitter, like you don't know what to believe. You're like, oh my god, are the Bengals
But
actually gonna
the
get this guy?
problem with like the Bengals, like they're always so
They keep
slow.
They let to see the market set.
Yeah.
Not really. The last couple of years they haven't. They've been like the first ones to make moves.
No,
No,
Yeah.
no,
No, bro.
no.
I almost thought we weren't gonna make a move at all last year, and then we got Orlando.
Yeah, we got Orlando very
yeah.
late.
Yeah, me and you we're like we ain't doing nothing,
Yeah.
and then we're at the house chilling, and
We got Orlando very late
me and
into
you
it.
were like, no effing way.
Trey Hendrickson and Chidobe were like the fastest signings I can think of.
Vaughn, but that was back kind of like 2017.
we need to have a
16,
slam dunk
I
off
don't know.
season though. I mean, nobody else. But
If we want to compete next year, yeah, especially in that right tackle spot. And I would like to keep T, but business is business.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go get paid if you can get paid. I mean,
that's what I mean. Like if you don't like the offer the Bengals give you, I mean, we
I just hope
could
there's no, like,
tag and
hard-
trade.
Because we're keeping Jamar. He's getting extended.
We're 100%
That's what I'm
extending
saying.
him.
So that's why I don't see us paying both.
I just
At
hope
this,
that
like, now
there's
I'm
no
starting
like
to
hard
realize.
feelings. I hope he still is like a Bengal. You know, like when he like
Kind of
But
AJ Green.
Maybe
Yeah.
he goes to Tennessee and stays close, but he probably wants to win.
money
I
does
don't
talk.
know,
Money
money
does talk
talks.
though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think of a team like with a lot of cap,
Yeah.
like the Cardinals, or
Panthers.
I could see the Panthers.
You got Deshaun Watson trying to throw some.
He ain't going to
He's,
Cleveland.
yeah,
Well,
no,
they're 24th in
he's
cap.
trying to recruit him.
People
bro.
people don't like these Browns fans out here don't understand cap at all. Like you are 24th in the cap, you'd have to restructure every contract.
And,
They'll
like,
build
why
money,
would T want to come play with you and like come and play in Cleveland?
right? Like oh, well, that Clemson connection. Well, they didn't play
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
He'd be more likely to go to Jacksonville.
right? Like
Yeah.
if I'm Jacksonville, I'd go after T.
Is Ridley a free agent?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably have some space.
But the Browns don't. The Browns have so many holes, other
Do
than
they?
wide receiver. Like their like offensive line's like older and they can't stay healthy.
True.
And their defense, I mean, they need a few spots.
Does Zadarius Smith not play that well this year? People were saying that was rated like one of the top worst free agent signing or like worst offseason moves because I know they traded for him.
I don't know.
Every time we play him,
Honestly,
he
this is like the
balls.
least amount I paid attention to the Browns this year. I really tried hard not to pay attention. I just can't stand Deshaun Watson. So,
Yeah, me either. I used to love Deshaun.
oh, I loved him too before he was like a salter.
Yeah.
So
Ever since that, I stopped. I can't.
that's
believe
why I don't understand why people hate Travis Kelce so much. Like these Browns fans hate Travis Kelce because he's dating Taylor Swift. But like your quarterback,
they support him.
SA'd,
Yeah.
people, women. He's got a problem.
That's how Browns fans are, man.
And then not even that, you paid him all this money and he sucks. He's not even that good of a quarterback.
I don't know what
They were
happened.
balling with Joe Flacco. I'd rather bring Joe Flacco back in if I'm the Browns.
Flacco, like, I want the bag.
Give me Deshaun's contract right now.
Yeah.
And then you see what the Texans are doing with those picks.
Yep.
Winning,
Win.
as Charlie Sheen would say, winning. You know? I love it. I love it. Browns are good, though. Their defense is good. They got Nick Chubb. I hope he's doing well. They got Jerome Ford. Love Jerome Ford. UC guy.
It's a UC guy.
I always love my UC guys besides Desmond Ridder. That dude pisses me off in Atlanta. I just want him to be good. That's all I want him to do is be good. And he just can't do it. He fails me. I'm like, Desmond, just make these throws. I don't want to see Taylor Heineke play.
He ain't playing this year either. They're gonna bring somebody in.
Yeah, they're bringing someone. Which sucks. Like I said, the only UC guy I don't like is James Hudson. And if you're a UC fan, you know why you don't like James Hudson. So outside of that, love everyone.
What do you do?
Lost us the Peach Bowl
Oh.
against Georgia a couple years ago. Stupid personal. What did he take? He hit someone or something like that. He
Yeah.
took
He's
his
on the
helmet off.
Raiders, isn't he?
No, he's on the Browns.
Oh, on the Browns.
Yeah. He somehow ended up on my Bengals team on my Madden franchise. I was looking at my offensive lineman for team salaries. I'm like, why is James Hudson here? I guess
I would never sign that guy.
I guess I had Phil Roster on an accident. I don't know. I'm like,
Man changes his college. He's like, we don't claim you. he clicked to edit.
I had to edit him.
Yeah.
Like, you are his 12 overall lineman now. Good luck,
Luck,
buddy.
Yep.
All right, well, that was a fun one, boys. We say this every time, but hopefully this is the last podcast we do here.
Yeah.
And we have it live next week. Just got to see what
Hopefully.
happens, how things play out. But,
Yep.
we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.